And it's not going to happen. Anyway, on this and other developments, attorney Emily Compagno joins us. Emily, hitting you with so much at the same time here, but on the legality of what the attorney general was first off saying, being at the border, that we have to toughen up what we do at the border. And legally, that means building a wall. Legally, that means beefing up guardsmen and all of that. At a time, he's fighting many in his own party, that is the attorney general, on this whole Russia thing. Talk about getting it on all sides, right?
Yeah, it definitely feels like at a minimum his emotional resources are probably stretched pretty thin. But I do think it's worth noting here that as he talks about the law enforcement down there, he's bolstering the ability for the DOJ to handle a 100% prosecution philosophy that he now is putting forth, right? So he's adding more supervisory judges down there to process as well the asylum applications and as well the prosecution. So that to me stuck as a very important development as well.
What legally can the administration do about this if they're stymied on the wall? They got $1.6 billion in financing and they're talking about we're legally obligated to process all these who came in the caravan who seek asylum status, even though I'm told maybe 10 to 20% ultimately will be granted that. Where do the rest go in the meantime? Because if they go in the United States or left in the United States with a court date to return, sometimes years off, they never return.
Right, that's definitely one of the challenges here. But what they do, the answer is that they remain in that process. And as Sessions said earlier, it is unfortunate that, as he said, if you have a child with you, you will be prosecuted. Families will not necessarily remain together. So it's kind of the brutal reality of these people that are trying to come into the country illegally that become prosecuted and embroiled in that system that is not very kind to them on paper because of the prosecution.
How is that different? I just wanted to be clear here. Did we not have that in place before, that families were broken up or not broken up? What's different about the tact he's taking?
Nothing in the law has changed. It is the enforcement that has changed. It is a commitment to 100% enforcement. And I think that's something that is kind of lost in the larger narrative and the battle over this that we're seeing in the public perception. No new laws have passed that he is citing in terms of the prosecution of illegally entering the United States or those that enter with additional felonies behind them, that they are being prosecuted for those. No laws have changed. The commitment to enforcement has.
All right. Now, in the meantime, the president had used the caravan as a good sort of incentive to sort of beef up security along the wall, maybe to build the wall on the border, I should say. Did it move any needles, you think?
Ultimately, I think that remains to be seen. And certainly right now, we'll see what the response is to his report. I think the needle moves no matter what, at least slightly with every single development, and it's up to whether it mushrooms in terms of how this enforcement plays out, definitely.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. I had a lot of breaking news at the same time, and I was throwing all that at you at the same time. Great job, as always, Emily Compagno. All right, in the meantime here,